You also been the voice of Delhi Metro.
At that time, so we were very happy that we had been selected.
So is there any broadcast to remember that was very hard for you to do?
When Mrs. Gandhi died, I was the only one closest enough to All India Radio.
Very random videos coming out of behavior of people in the metro.
Do you follow the instructions? You don't follow the instructions. My first paycheck was 25 rupees, which I never cashed. My father always told me, never argue about money. He also told me that you must know your worth.
He's also been getting calls for scams.
He lost about 75,000 rupees from his bank account.
But does it worry you that, am I going to have enough if I stop?
You can be happy with one pancake. You can be happier with 20 pancakes.
When it came to your own son, what career advice did you give him?
Maybe financial support, but don't bank on it.
If an AI company came to you and requested you to be their voice, would you do it?
So if I become an AI voice, then I've sold everything.
What is the one compliment you received that has stuck on with you?
I am a reassuring part of their lives, I think is the biggest compliment.
If you had to voice a character in a film or an animated character,
I think I could be male and female.
so what kind of relationship, therefore, do you have with money?
I'll work for free for the experience, but I will not work.
I'm delighted to be a part of Zerodha's 01 Media Network. If you want to learn from the lived experiences of our seniors, been there, done that is the channel to follow. This is part 2 of the conversation with the veteran media professional and voice artist Rini Simon Khanna. If you missed part 1, just head back to the channel and give it a watch. Hope you enjoy it.
Hello and welcome to the Been There, Done That podcast with me, Rajni Kamath. On this podcast, I talk to seniors about their lives, their experiences, their learnings, and also get their insights on how they have an active and healthy lifestyle. Our guest today is someone you've definitely seen. And if you haven't seen, you've definitely heard her either on the radio or in the metro closest to you. I'm in conversation with Rini Simon Khanna. Ma'am, you spoke about delivering the news, and I want to change gears a little bit and talk about the news environment that we have today, right? There used to be a time, and we've seen this, when people look at you, there's automatic trust. When they hear your voice, there's automatic trust. But systematically over the last couple of years, there's been an erosion of trust in the news. What do you make of it? Like, what sense do you make of it? Do you even watch the news today?
I agree that there is an erosion of trust. I don't watch the news, not television news. I watch some television news, but they're not the popular channels.
Right.
I also don't watch it for the news. I watch it for a particular kind of news, and then I switch it off. So news today, from my time, has changed drastically because Doordarshan bulletins even today give out holistic news. There is a range of stories and there's a huge gamut that it covers. It could be sport, it could be something that happened in Djibouti, it could have happened in Greenland. It's not one event.
Right.
Today, news is one main event and maybe 2 other side events. That's about it.
Right.
And unless it is news, international news, which is of importance to us, it's largely concentrated on political stories and maybe political stories of one person or maybe at the most 2 more persons. That's about it. So the bulletin for me is not holistic. When I look for news, I'm looking to learn what has happened in the world.
Right.
Not just in my neighborhood. I live in Delhi. This news I will get any which way. I don't need to know opinions on the news. I need to know the facts.
Right.
Are you giving me the facts? You're not. So why would I tune in? Your opinions, some I would take.
Yeah.
But most of it I would not even take with a large bag of salt. So it's of no interest to me.
Your father, for you, for example, in many ways had dreams, and you also saw the same dream. When it came to your own son, what career advice did you give him?
Interesting. Yeah, my parents were not parents who kind of saw us in those three careers, which is doctor, engineer, lawyer, historian, whatever. They pointed us out to the right places to go and equip yourself, and made it convenient for us to follow those career paths. But for my son, he knew that the canvas was open, and we were untraditional parents in many ways, because mine is an inter-religion, inter-culture kind of marriage. So we had broken a lot of barriers any which way. And Sahil was free to follow anything that he pleased, so long as, the bottom line was that you are able to sustain yourself without us. There is support, there may be financial support, but don't bank on it. Hence, you have to be sure that whatever you're pursuing is something that you can sustain. And if you can't sustain, you need to remake, reinvent, repurpose yourself. We're not going to do it for you. So that was very clear. So he did follow the path to a certain extent, did his London School of Economics, and decided midway that he was not going to follow it.
So, your father has had a very influential role in your life, and you're now taking care of him. What is it like to take care of him? Old age in many ways is like childhood all over again. Is it what you think as well? What are his specific needs or specific concerns?
Very difficult question, Rajni, because actually I don't know whether I take care of my father.
You do.
I'll tell you the reason. We're all fiercely independent people. Every member in my family is fiercely independent. My father is 87 today and fiercely independent still. Thank God for that. However, I think COVID was the time when we actually turned the tables as far as looking after parents were concerned. COVID was the only time when they were isolated in a way. We were all isolated, but they were more isolated because my comings and goings had kind of reduced to only the bare minimum. That's when actually the lens turned to do my parents need help?
Yeah.
Right? And what could you help them with? Because they are active people, have an active lifestyle, socialize, entertain, drive, and do everything that is required. My father still can drive, but we don't encourage him to.
Okay.
My mother could drive till she was alive, but we never encouraged her to. So we kind of positioned it in such a way that we gave them the choices and left it for them to figure out and not impose.
I know recently, I think he's also been getting calls for scam. We had this discussion.
Yes,
right?
yes.
What had happened at that time?
So he did. He lost about 75,000 rupees from his bank account because it came as a bank call. And he was asked to press some button or feed in something or whatever he did. And his account got deducted of 75,000. He realized it a little later, but by the time he went to the bank, because you had authorized it, there was no way that you could have reversed it.
Got it.
Right? And it took him a while for him to understand that he had been scammed. And then when I did speak to him about it, he became aware of it. And then when we did the series and, we kind of explained a whole lot of things to him. During that time is when he got another call on WhatsApp, which tried to freeze his WhatsApp, by which time luckily he had called us up immediately. So we were able to retrieve it and we were able to catch the scammer and say, back off. Otherwise we'll, make sure that life is miserable for you. So he backed off from our thing. But I got a message because of that WhatsApp exchange. He was not allowed to go further than that.
Got it.
So yeah, my father is pretty aware now of the scams that can happen. He does pass on that information to a lot of more people. But he's also a very aware and tuned in individual because he does stocks and shares and, he knows how to look at the
market
tally board and the market and,
But still actively trading?
Very active, very active.
Oh, wow.
Extremely active. So, that's all that he does now because he's retired, he's got time on his hands. So he's trying to make money as much as he can.
As you see him grow older, what are you learning from him and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do or not going to do? Are there any such things?
There are lots of things that I want to do, but I don't have the head for. For instance, stocks and shares. So he keeps, kind of sending me inputs and saying, do this and do that. And I'm saying, no, can you do it for me? I can't do it.
Right.
So he says, okay, I'll help you. You do this and I'll monitor it for you.
Okay. But do you think you'll ever learn that at some point?
No. But luckily for me, my son has learned it.
Okay.
So for me, it was important that I pass on that to my son and let him do what he wants to do with it. So the grandparent and the grandchild are very happy discussing these sort of things.
Okay.
I'm fine to be, a partial beneficiary of it because my goal is not, that at all. The other thing I have great respect for is his strength of character. My parents had pledged, my father has also, but my mother and my father both had pledged their organs for donation. So when my mother died, my father decided that the body was not going to be cremated, buried, nothing. It was going to go for organ donation. We were in COVID. So with great difficulty, I got AIMS to accept the body for medical research. And that was a very difficult decision for me because to lose my mother without closure, there's no symbolic closure. We are in troubled times. And I think to learn how to put aside your personal and look at it from the, larger perspective, that is something that I would want to hopefully be able to emulate in my life. It also took him a long time to come to terms with having lost his partner. They celebrated 65 years of togetherness, so it's very difficult for us to kind of match up and ensure that you give up on somebody with love.
Yeah.
And carry that love forward to the children and the grandchildren. Yeah, so that is a big thing for me. That's a big learning for me. There are, and those learnings I think stand, as idols for me to kind of emulate because it's also part of the process of centering yourself. Yeah. So when the market drops,
right,
you're watching that tally board and you know that your life savings are there and there's a huge dip and you take on a big loss. How do you not react?
Right.
How do you not go under? And, so my conversations with him are a lot about this. And he talks about, the value of money and the nothingness of money. And how today at 87, money means nothing to him. Because he can't buy health. Yeah. He can't buy happiness. And all those things that he strived for to give us a better today is of no value with that money. So why am I still here? And what is the purpose of my life? And where am I taking this? And what am I giving to you? These are questions and answers that I have with him today. So it I think equips you as a better person. You become more aware of people around you and suffering around you. And how, again, I come back to don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. So how can you turn that into a solution for other people around you who have probably worse situations to tackle?
Now, you moved on from Doordarshan in 2006. You've been doing a lot of things outside of that. Do you ever think of saying, oh, this is enough, or I'm not going to do this anymore?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day. But there is a huge part of you that says, there are lots of things that I haven't seen and I haven't learned and I need to know. Technology, which is fascinating, scaring, at the same time, something that you want to indulge in. So even handling ChatGPT, yesterday I learned that you could ask ChatGPT to carve out your career.
Okay. Right.
Right?
Give you advice.
Yeah. So, to know that there is that today These were questions that went unanswered when I was there. I had to find the answers myself. You need to know the right questions to ask today. Because even when you're asking ChatGPT, it's the prompt. What is the prompt that will work? What is that magical, set of words that need to be asked? So all this is fascinating, but it's also scary at the same time.
You also mentioned that everyone's fiercely independent. You became independent from a very early age. That also meant financial independence,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what kind of relationship, therefore, do you have with money? At this point, when you do things, is it because of money or is it purely for the love of what you're doing? And where do you think that equation is going to flip?
Sadly, it's always been for the love of what I do. My first paycheck was 25 rupees, which I never cashed.
Oh, never.
Never cashed. I've still got that check with me. It was signed by the President of India, so I never encashed it.
Okay.
And my father always told me, never argue about money.
Okay.
But he also told me that you must know your worth.
Yeah.
However, that was something for me to assess, not for somebody to tell me that, okay, this is acceptable and this is not. I had to find that line of worth. But throughout my career, I've never worked for money. Money is important. I've never worked for sub-money. Let's put it sub-money.
Right.
There is a threshold which I would not work for under. If it is that I want to work for that, I would then waive off that threshold and say, I'll work for free for the experience.
Yes. Right.
But I will not work if you give me this money and that experience.
But does it worry you that, am I going to have enough if I stop doing?
You always worry. You always worry whether, anything is enough. And I think naturally we're all hoarders and we want to, keep for the bad times. This concept of being content, I think, is essential for every human being. You can be happy with one pancake. You can be happier with 20 pancakes. But can you be happiest? Not so.
What is your health mantra now? Like, are you focused on food? Are you focused on exercise?
I'm not focused.
On either?
I'm focused on just being happy.
Happy. And what
That's it.
That's it.
Whatever works for that. I don't follow trends. I don't go to the gym. Moderation is key. And for me, that's important. What works for my body, what works for my comfort is all that I follow.
But then you do get a walk when you take Ella,
Yes.
your golden retriever, for a walk.
Yes.
Is that is that a way of saying, okay, that also makes me happy, but I also get
I also like to walk.
Yeah.
So it's nice that I have Ella to walk with. If I didn't have Ella, I would still walk. But I wouldn't walk because I wanted to be a size 0. I walk to make sure that I am as active as my father is at 87. My father today walks 6 kilometers every day.
Even now.
Every day, irrespective of rain or shine, he walks 6 kilometers every day. He counts his steps. He's very meticulous as far as his food is concerned. I don't want to be that, but I want to be somewhere in the middle. I'm fine. I don't have any ailments. I don't want to bring in any ailments.
You've had a dog all your life almost.
Yes.
And I remember speaking, you said initially your husband wasn't comfortable, but then he got used to it.
Yes.
Do you think everybody should have dogs? And tell us a little bit about all the dogs that you've...
I think every human being should have an animal, some animal in their life. It could be a cow, it could be
A cat.
a dog, a cat, a lizard, whatever it is. Whatever works with you. But to know a person who does not communicate in, I'm saying person, I mean entity, who does not communicate in your language is essential. Because there's a whole world of non-verbal communication, which is very important even for us. These are beings that come with tremendous amount of energy and the most positive energy,
A lot of love.
unadulterated. not agenda driven, and they're just pure souls.
We've come to the last section of this podcast. It's a rapid fire. So, a couple of questions, quick answers. AIR or Doordarshan, which medium feels more like home?
Both.
Both. A broadcast that you anchor that you consider unforgettable from your days at Doordarshan or AIR?
Oh, that's a tough one. I used to do a series with a friend on radio, which talked about solar activity and things that could affect a broadcaster, and pick on themes. And this was done once a week for a very long time, almost a year or 2 years. We did features on it. So I think that was very enjoyable because I also learnt on the job, learnt about things like solar activity, and I didn't know about solar flares and whatever. So all that sort of new information, and the fact that there is somebody else who's with you. So the chemistry that comes off, that interaction, that was wonderful.
If you had to start a news channel in today's times, what would be different?
Everything. Oh my God, everything. But it would be news-centered. Definitely news-centered, and not the shrill tone.
If an AI company came to you and requested you to be their voice, would you do it?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
I think the best quality of human beings is their unique characteristics. So if I become an AI voice, then I've sold everything. There is an unpredictability in my voice, though there is a certainness about it as well. Why would I lose that to a staccato, even-toned, non-expressionless AI voice?
Got it. If you had to voice a character in a film or an animated character, have you ever thought of which one it would be?
Could be several, because I think I could be male and female. I don't have a typical female voice, so I could fit into many roles. But no, I haven't thought about being a character, although it sounds exciting. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Maybe someone has to sell the idea to me.
That's if anybody's watching, they know.
Yeah.
They know. What is the one compliment you received that has stuck on with you?
Several, but I think they all come down to the voice, and to know that I am a reassuring part of their lives, I think is the biggest compliment. Also this compliment when it comes as, that your voice has been something that has steered my life somewhere, some part of it, is very important to me.
One good thing about getting older.
Living your time.
One bad thing about getting older.
You don't know when it ends.
One thing you liked about being younger.
I think the quality of being free and carefree, not having responsibilities and burdens.
And one thing you disliked about being younger.
Sadly, my voice made sure that people thought I was older.
Okay.
So even my first Air Force Day, the chief was told that this is a lady from All India Radio. And after the parade, when I went to meet him, I was in my school uniform with pigtails and glasses and standing in the corner. And he walked past me. And then he was brought back saying, this is the lady from All India Radio. And he said, but this is a girl. I said, no, this is the lady. Listen to her. So yeah, so the age part, a lot of people always assume that I'm older.
Looking back, what was the advice you'd give to your 30-year-old self?
No, she's fine. She was fine.
She was fine.
Yeah.
A song that's been playing on loop for you.
No. It's actually, it's a hymn.
Okay.
And and it's related to my voice. It says, "Take my voice and let me be." It's a hymn that asks God to kind of guide you with, the skill set that you have to make a difference in the world.
Are you reading a book currently?
I am. I've just picked up Gopal Krishna Gandhi's, I've forgotten what it's called.
Is it a new book?
Yeah, it's just released.
Okay.
It's on the history of India
Okay.
and his perspective, being the the grandson of Gandhi. Yeah. So
It's been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you so much. This has been a fun conversation, an insightful conversation, and one of a lot of learnings for me as well. But thank you for speaking with us.
thank you. Thank you for having me and also allowing me to travel from, the start of my career to today. It's wonderful.
Well, it's a journey that I think people should know about, especially because it started so early and it's still going on. So I think it's good for people to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.